Hi, everybody. I'm Ava Carlos, and I'm with
My counselor,
Elagada.
Addison Alvarez.
And today we're going to be talking about the media and the way it affects the minds of teenage girls and the way they view themselves. I think from a young age, you watch a lot of TV and movies and stuff like that, and that's how you get a perception of high school and like what's to come in the future. You see like all of these girls and the way they look, and you assume that that's how you're going to look when you're older. And when you don't, you're completely crushed and confused because
insecure.
And insecure, right?
Yeah.
Because how could you not look like that? That's how everyone looks. What's wrong with you? You feel like it's something wrong with you, when in reality it's something wrong with the media and the way it doesn't have enough representation, and it doesn't have enough like inclusivity. It doesn't show enough people who look different. That's definitely affected me by seeing like women playing roles who are a lot older than the roles that they're in, and that sets such unrealistic standards for the way you're going to look at a certain age. And you get really insecure when you're not developed enough or when you don't look the same.
When you reach that age and you don't look like her.
Right, yeah, because that's how you feel like you're supposed to look, because that's what's been driven into your head since you were like, what, I don't know, 6. I think that it causes so many issues with women and the way they view themselves and the way they view their relationships.
Yeah, so like when you think of like when you're watching a movie about like, high schoolers and they're all in high school and they're by the lockers, even the extras are like, they're all really pretty and they're all, skinny and, average height and, they all have like nice hair. And
Right.
But in reality, when you go like when you're our high school, at least everyone has like different colored hair or different styles in high school. For me, I'm 6'1", so I'm very tall, and people make that my personality. Like, if I'm walking into a bathroom and there's a bunch of girls in there, they'll be like, oh my gosh, she's so tall. And I hear that almost every day.
That happened today.
Yeah, it did happen today. It gets annoying, and I feel like social media and media in general just like exaggerates the fact that the person you should be dating should be shorter than you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like if you're looking for male attention, you're usually shorter than the male that you want attention from.
Right.
So it makes it harder for like me to like, date because I'm 6'1" and I'm taller than all the guys I know.
I think in contrast to that, I'm really short. I'm 5'1", so I think that, you are supposed to be, or you're taught that you're supposed to be shorter than men, but in reality that's rooted in pedophilia, and I think that it's also rooted in a power dynamic where men, they don't want a girl that's taller than them because they don't want to feel out of power. They want to always think that they're more powerful than the girl that they're with.
Right, definitely.
So I think that I've dealt with a lot of like men, being into me because of childlike
They're like babying
qualities,
you, basically.
babying you and thinking that you're short and you're small and so helpless, and they can, use their quote manpower to help you out.
Right, yeah.
But to raise you.
Yeah.
But back to kind of what Ava said about how if you don't look like the woman in the movies and shows that you're seeing by the time you're their age, or when you're younger, you want to change yourself to look like them.
Yeah.
And they all have this very specific facial structure. They all have the perfect nose and the perfect eyes, and if you don't have those features, you want to change them because you feel like you're the odd one out. So, a lot of girls want plastic surgery. I myself have wanted a nose job since, I was old enough to know what that was. And then when I wasn't old enough, I didn't know what plastic surgery was. So in my brain, I just thought that all of these girls were naturally this pretty.
Right.
They didn't have any work done because I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, a lot of girls don't, I think.
Yeah, and for me, I'm plus size, so I've always had to deal with my body image and how I wish I was just skinny. Like, I remember there was a point in time where I would literally do anything just to be skinny.
Right.
And, like, I would literally sacrifice my whole entire life. Like, I just wouldn't care. And for some reason, like, it's always stuck with me. And I think the media has really impacted the way I see myself.
Yeah.
Because in these shows, you see all these skinny girls that have a perfect body. And the only time you do see a plus-size girl is when they're either being made fun of or that's their whole personality trait.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing they're really known for on the show.
And they're like the sidekick to the skinny friend.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Never
Like,
shown
to
as a
make-
main character.
Right.
Or
to
they
make
have
them look
comedic effects. They're supposed to be
Right.
the funny friends.
or they're like to make the main character look more prettier.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
I think they do that in Lady Bird.
Yeah.
I think that they make her best friend plus size and they make her funny, but they won't make her as pretty or get any attention from men.
Right. I feel like I never see a plus-sized character having like a serious role that's not about her weight.
Yeah.
I think
Even like Kat from Euphoria,
Right.
she like a lot of her character is because she's plus size, and I understand like it talks about the bad parts of it and stuff, but it's still, why can't we just have a character in media that nothing
exists.
Like they're trying too hard to like make it obvious that they're you know trying to
right.
like you know.
I completely agree with you, and I think that ever since a young age, women are taught that they have to be pretty. Like, being pretty is your value. Being pretty is what you are. If you're not pretty, what are you? I have an issue with perfectionism because of that, I think. I feel the need to be perfect and, like, look as good as all of the people that I'm seeing all the time, and when I'm not, I get discouraged and, like,
Less confident.
and it's
Right.
completely like it is the way I view myself. There's nothing I can do about it at this point. I feel like I feel like a lot of girls feel like they're too far down the hole.
Yeah, I think this also really affects mental health. I think that goes with like eating disorders,
Yeah,
and that also goes with self-harming.
definitely.
And that can be physical or mental.
Yeah,
You know, putting yourself in situations where you know you're going to get hurt.
right. And I think that a lot of the media glamorizes it and doesn't show the bad sides of it and makes it seem like just a good solution to not feeling good enough. Like if
Right. And it's like you can't stop.
Right.
Like once you start to self-harm or get an eating disorder, you can't stop. It's so hard. And I think people don't show how hard it is and how a lot of people try to make progress, but they end up relapsing so quickly.
yeah,
And I think in any show where they do show that women do struggle with their appearance for things like, I don't know, eating disorders and that type of thing, they never really show anything negative ever happen to those characters.
yeah,
They will show it happening to them. Maybe they'll show them a little sad, but it's never, it either works out for them and they, you know, become skinnier and quote prettier,
Yeah.
or they just die.
yeah.
And then like people in like real life will like try to do that because it's working for them, but then they're finding out themselves the consequences, like their hair's falling out or stuff like that.
Right. And I think when you do see people on media that have eating disorders or self-harm, whatever, that's their whole personality trait. That's all they're known for in the show.
Right.
And it's like people that have eating disorders and stuff, they have they have a life. That's just a small part of it that really affects them.
Right.
I think that it's so crazy how much we as women put on ourselves. I think that a lot of women will go to any lengths possible to be like those people without realizing that they do this too. They'll give any amount of money or pain for plastic surgery and eating disorders, special diet plans, pills, anything, just for this one thing, which is being conventionally pretty.
Right.
And it's because that women, if they're not pretty, they're worthless to people. I mean, it just roots back to, if you're not pretty, you won't find a partner. And if you don't have a partner and you're a woman,
That's
what
are
are
you?
What are you?
yeah.
And I think it's really important that we have this conversation because we all go through different things, and I think it's really important that women talk about this more because it is a problem we all go through, even though it's a different situation for each person.
Yeah, and I think that I hope this can help anybody who's listening and know that they're not alone and that a lot of us feel this way.
And encourage your other female friends to, have more conversations about their insecurities and stuff that they deal with, because
Know that you're not alone.
you'll be surprised to see that a lot of them have had similar struggles.
Right. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.